Really don't want to go through it with the wedding.
No, not no courthouse wedding. No, I don't. I'm not getting
Why?
married in no
Because you just
courthouse.
want to you just want to do it for the gram. Like you just
No,
want
I
to
don't
show
want to do it
off
for the gram. I
for
want to do it
social
for
media.
me. We supposed to be getting married at a venue. I already told you that's what I want. Big wedding, big dress, big venue, everything blinged out. You already know what I want.
Because you just want to flex on your little cousins and
I don't care. It's
your
not about
peers.
flexing.
I thought we was doing this
It's
for us
not
though.
about. We are doing it for us, but we can do it how I said I want it done.
So
If we can't do it how I said I want it done, then we don't have to do it at all. I'm not getting married at no courthouse. What do I look like getting married at a courthouse? Like that don't even sound right. That's not even a wedding. Like you being mad cheap right now and mad weird for no reason.
I'm being cheap, but you want a whole cruise right now. Okay, you ain't had to pay a dollar.
Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm used to dealing with people with money, who are able to get me whatever I need, whenever I want it, however I want it. You broke, say that. If you broke, just say that, because you being mad cheap and it's mad weird. So that's what I'm used to. You know what I'm used to. You know what I come from. So
I'm saying, but you know, it ain't never been nothing broke about me. Anything you ask for,
you acting like it.
Anything you ask for, you get. You know what I'm saying?
Everything
this is the one thing.
Nah, that's not what I'm used to. So give me exactly what I'm asking for, and there's no problems.
So what am I? Is this supposed to be like some sugar daddy type situation, or you want me to be your husband?
If that's what you want to call it, if you want to call it a sugar daddy because it makes you feel better.
I don't want to.
If it makes you feel better saying sugar daddy, then say that. But
I mean, that's what you put me in the mind of.
I'm not putting you in the category as being a sugar daddy. I'm just telling you what I'm used to. You know what I come from.
Now she feel crazy.
You know
Sound crazy.
So I don't care how it sounds.
You're putting these crazy stipulation on our wedding because
it could be that.
Like how you sound?
If you are you broke? Can you afford it? Can you afford it?
Is the ocean wet?
Okay, then. So what are you complaining about?
What you mean? Can I afford it?
Get it done then.
Make me want to get it done. Like
no, it's not. How was you made you want to get it done if you want to marry me? So.
All right, but then as soon as the marriage drop, right? What you gonna ask for?
Whatever I see that I want.
You gonna say you want a big behind house, right?
Right.
You gonna say you want another car, right?
Right.
That's just.
And I expect you to get it.
I mean.
Okay.
I don't know. We're not seeing eye to eye on this. Like
at this point, then if we're not seeing eye to eye, I don't think it's gonna work. Then
you can't make this shit up.
Maybe you should work.
I don't need to work.
That might help. Like
I don't need to work. That's the purpose of being in a relationship.
Because you want a sponsor.
No.
Like you don't want to.
I want a man who makes sure I get what I want.
You want a sugar daddy. That's what you want.
If that's what you want to call it. I want a provider. That's what I call it.
So you being out here on Nite bringing her to the Bahamas, 7 days, bought all her whole wardrobe, paid for everything, drinks and all that.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's not being a provider.
That's your job.
Most girls out there getting Applebee's.
Okay.
And you still being ungrateful.
You see what I want.
All right, so let's say in an event I couldn't afford no wedding like that.
Then we wouldn't be getting married.
So that's what it's about. That's then.
Exactly
it's about the money.
It's not about the money. It's about what I want, and what I want is.
But I thought what you wanted was me, though. I thought we was doing this for our love.
We can do that for love. That's
I just want to live like a normal, little, nice, little, happy, quiet life. But she want to be all festive.
Yes, because I'm a festive person.
And try to keep up with the Joneses. Like that's not what it's about. I don't even know the
Joneses. I'm a festive person, and I like to have the best, and I deserve the best. And that's
social media.
Give me.
That's social media stuff out your head.
Live up to your words. Stop being cheap.
That's social media stuff out your head.
Live up to your words. Stop being cheap. I'm not getting married at no courthouse.
There's nothing cheap about me, but I'm just saying.
That's like a joke right now.
We could be using those expenses for other stuff.
Okay, you can make more money for other stuff after we get my wedding that I want. So don't ask me to marry you. Don't ask me to marry you at your courthouse.
So do you want to marry me or you want to marry my wife?
I want to marry at the venue that I picked out, and that's that. Like, there's nothing else really to talk about. You can give me what I want and don't give me nothing at all. You can marry somebody else at a courthouse. I'm not taking that from you. If you want to get married at a courthouse so bad because that's important to you, you can do it with somebody else.
It ain't. It's just why spend all the extra money for the
because
same?
Because that's what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna have.
Right, so maybe further on down the line, maybe that could be that could happen.
Do it right the first time, and you don't gotta do it again. Do it right the first time. You don't have to do it again. If you want to get married at a courthouse, go do that with somebody else. Be cheap with somebody else. But if you want to be with me, you already know. I already said my piece. I said my piece. I'm not going to keep talking about it because it's getting redundant at this time.
what's up? Greetings and salutations, everybody. I'm your host, Dee Hearne. Yeah, Rashawn, that was crazy. When I first saw that, first thing I was actually drinking something, and I forgot who sent this to me, but I was looking at it. I look at all the videos you send me, and a lot of them I keep, and I try to keep the subject going, but and thank you, Rashawn. You one of the people that send me stuff, and I really appreciate you, brother. But I was like, oh my God, like this was crazy on so many different levels. A lot of dudes, a lot of men, we want to be married or we want to be in relationships. Even if it doesn't lead to marriage, which, most of us want it to, but we want to be married, believe it or not. But I have a question. While she's talking about she doesn't want a courthouse wedding, my question would be this, ma'am, where's your mom and dad? Because if you say you want a provider, that's a traditional role for a man. Provision, protection, guidance. You know what I'm saying? Those are the bare necessities of what a man should do for a woman. His woman, not just any woman, his woman that is under his authority. But here's the thing. You say you want a traditional man. At what point in tradition does the man pay for the wedding? Aren't the parents supposed to pay for the wedding? Because traditionally, that symbolizes you're leaving their home and you're coming into my home where I will take on pretty much that same role of provision and protection, which is what your parents did. See how jacked up we are? You see how jacked up our situation is in our community where she expects him to pay a large sum of money for something her parents were supposed to do because he's supposed to be a provider. Here's my thing to him. Why are you spending this kind of money on somebody that's not your wife? Those are privileges that should be just for your wife or somebody. Well, I guess this isn't his fiance, but still, come on, man. You breaking the bank here. And she's going at him. Listen to me. If he marries that woman, he deserves everything that she's going to give him. Now, personally, I think this is cap. These skits and everything that they put on Instagram or Facebook right now, you just can't tell what's real but I want them to stop because it's making you look really, really bad. It's making you look like really hella bad because it's like only thing you care about him for is the money. And that's what's resonating with a lot of men that I speak to, that these 304s, the only thing that they care about is the money. But back to say, I was drinking something and you almost made me choke. I was like, when she was talking to him, I was like, wait, hold on. What's going on here? I literally started getting choked because I'm like, no way is she saying that. No, exactly, D. Exactly. There's no such thing. I agree with you. And that's the problem because we have found a way to let certain people get away with mixing modern with traditional. And they feel like they can just turn this on and off like they want to. Here's the news flash. Traditional women are submissive off rip. It is not conditional. They show themselves to be submissive off rip. Modern women say, oh, you got to show me first. But with us, they expect us to put our lives on the line, to put our money on the line, and to make them our one and only, even though they're not our wives. So you see how this is. One friend of mine asked me, he said, D, why is it like this? How do we get here? Well, let me tell you now, forewarning. Later on in the show, some of you are going to be pissed off at me, and I still love you. But he asked me, he said, D, how do we get here? I said through social media, a lot of stuff or whatever, and we'll get into it. This is not going to be a long show. I've been trying to keep these shows down, and I've been doing quite well, actually. But first things first, I want to say, I know I've been quiet the last, 3 days. I want to say thank you. Saturday was my birthday. I'm getting up there. But I was like, man, the love that you guys showed me over the weekend and still are showing me, man, I really appreciate you guys. You made me feel wonderful because I always seem to, my mom and my family and people close to me always say I'm the hardest person to buy for because I almost always get everything. I get everything on my own. Like if it's cologne, I get it. If it's shoes, I get it. If it's something I want, I get it. So it's very difficult to buy for me. But the one thing that you cannot buy me that I had this weekend was rest. I have been running, and I needed that rest Saturday. And then Sunday, I got out and did some things. But Saturday, I rested. I actually had a Sabbath. Go figure. My birthday was on a Saturday. I rested on the Sabbath, and I felt really wonderful. Actually, feel pretty good. I needed that rest. I absolutely just stayed in and I chilled. Of course, I did some work. I still have work to do tonight. That's why I started the show a little earlier. But yeah, I had a great time. But I want to thank you guys. You guys made me feel special on my special day. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate that. But this thing just made me just be like, wow. At what point do men start to speak up and say, okay, look, we ain't doing that? Because here's the thing. I don't have a problem with a courthouse wedding. Maybe do it big on the reception, maybe for people that don't like you to come and eat for free. But I mean, maybe. But I don't have a problem with courthouse or smaller weddings or destination weddings or stuff like that because weddings are very expensive. I know I've played a plethora of them and I know I wasn't cheap. So for you to say you want the glitz and glamour and all that, for what? And to be honest with you, and this is going to come across to be very mean, but if you are a man and you are paying for the wedding, you should never invest more than you are willing to lose. What are you saying? Because if you look at the rate of divorce, it'll be a shame you pay upwards of $40,000, $50,000 and you go into debt for a wedding that doesn't even last 5 years. Let's keep moving. Now, one lady, I talked about this before, but I didn't have a video ready. So I just want you to look, and I'm going to do some commentary because I had to cut the music. I'm not going to be flagged for, using somebody else's music. Why do y'all do that? If you're going to put up a video, I know on TikTok you can do that, but man, sometimes it makes it difficult. It makes it very difficult. CD, he said, I know personally. He said, I know personally. I'm sure you would want to share with us what happened. But yeah, weddings are very expensive. And now we are in a time where women think that men are supposed to pay for that too. So not only do we have to take you in, you say you want to provide it, which means I got to take care of you. Now I got to take care of you and I got to pay for a wedding. And what do we get out of this? That's my question. What do we get out of this? After we pay for the wedding, after we take you in, you ain't got to do nothing. Half of y'all can't cook worth a dang now. You can't cook like our moms. You can't. Because you haven't taken the time to learn how to be somebody that's 100% provided for. I've literally been in groups and saw women post and say, he better get an Uber. He better get Uber Eats or something like that because I don't cook. So what in the world do we get married for? What's the purpose? If you're not going to cook, you don't want to clean, and we got to do all this stuff all the way, then what do we need you for? But anyway, this lady's, 12,000? Jeez. 5 years later, got a divorce. Who filed for the divorce, D? Who filed for that divorce? Who filed for the divorce? I sent you a video earlier about friend zone. I'm going to use that next week. I got you, Rashawn. And most of the time I have these videos ready already. And a lot of topics, believe it or not, I already have what I'm going to do. I have a list here. What up, Deontay? Oh, God. She did. Exactly. Exactly. 80 to 90% of the time, they file for divorce for the dumbest aspirations and reasons. So it makes men look at it and say, why are we getting married? Now, I'm not against marriage. I find marriage wonderful to the right person. I find it wonderful. And I saw this one post where a guy said, a man knows within 6 months that he wants to marry. I've been seeing that bullshit all around. A man knows within 6 months he wants to get married. But here's the thing I got to say to that. A man knows very early that he wants to marry you. He knows it. But it takes some time to understand if he should. Let me show you this video. But yeah, thank you, Wendell. But it takes time for him to realize if he should, because you should not go into anything that's long-term and life-changing without you actually knowing this is what you want to do. I don't agree with people just jumping on the limb. That ain't nothing you should be rolling the dice. Now, if you the kind of person you can just toss them away and just move from one to one, that's you. I'm not judging you. That's you. But as for me, I don't want to be jumping around and no. Like when I got myself a little birthday gift. Now, I'm not really big on cars like that. I get what I like. I don't care about BMWs, nothing like that. That's y'all. Let y'all do all that. If I see a car, I go to the dealership, I see a car I don't care what it is, I'm going to get it. And that's just how I am. Some people look at my car and say, why you just didn't get this and why you didn't get that? Because I didn't want it. You the one that's broke. I guarantee you broke and you paying all your bills on this car and the car note and insurance. If I like a car, I'm going to get it. But anyway, I did that. But I didn't go into that. And they laugh at me at the dealership when I'm actually looking at the car and I can speed read. They taught us that kind of in one of my classes. And I can speed read. And I'm reading through the contract. He said, you know what? I've never seen anybody do that. I mean, they read it, but I never seen anybody just actually go through the contract. I'm looking at what I'm getting myself into because I'm the one that's got to pay for it. That's key. You should not go into even a marriage that way. You have to check off these boxes. Any little thing that's you find that's wrong, that's going to amplify 100%. And you need to make sure before you go down that aisle or go to the courthouse or go in front of the preacher, you better make sure, man or woman, that those boxes are checked off and that y'all actually are in line mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, where you won't end up in divorce court. So for those people that wonder why that statement is so true, a man knows he wants to marry you, but it takes some time for him to understand and accept or assess if he should. That's the thing. And y'all keep missing that. Because you want the glitz and glamour, because you see your friends. Now, I want y'all to take a mental note. How many of your friends are still married? Like I said, I played a few weddings. And I can only think of one that still is. One. And I love them to death. It's nothing he can't call me for. I played at his church a few times. But it's one. Well, maybe two. But I don't know what they doing because she don't come around. But no offense, but I don't see her around. They may still be married. But it takes time. But this woman wanted to do for her husband, so she decided to do this.
My boyfriend of 3 years made me a bet at my cousin's wedding. He said if I could lose the weight, I'm next. So what'd I do?
So I'm stopping right quick. He said, now I'm thinking this in jest or whatever. You know, we sometimes joke. He may have been serious. I don't know him personally. I didn't ask. But she said, what did she do? Let's see what she did. She took a picture. Now, as you can see, the physique is, I won't talk about her because that's somebody, and I'm not going to disrespect her. I'm another man's wife. But she obviously felt like some work needed to be done. I can say that much. Let's go. And she worked. That bottle is some kind of health supplement. Now, this is her. She worked. You can see her face. Now, look at her now. Look at her now. Look, are y'all looking at this? Which one, men? I only want to talk to the men right now. I'm sorry, ladies. I love you. If you should watch this later or whatever, you can leave your comments, but I'm interested in the men because I'm going to be talking to y'all a lot tonight. Which one of those you find more attractive? The lady on the left or the one on the right? Her SMV shot up. You hear me? Shot up. SMV, her sexual marketplace value. When we speak about high value, we're talking about this. Your sexual marketplace value, not your value to your friends or your people who know you. The one on the right looks she's more physically attractive than the one on the left. I like the fact that she's wearing her necklace. Look. Look at this. This doesn't even look like the same. Look at that. That doesn't even look like the same person. This is a much, and you see what happened. She won. Now, you see her with the bridesmaids. Now, here's the thing. She stepped up to the plate and accepted the challenge and did it. Don't y'all know men look at that? We look at the discipline. We look at the hard work. That registers for us. Why? Because we know we got somebody that's willing, that's disciplined. They will work with us. That is not going to give up if it gets hard, because we know how hard it is to lose weight. I know. It was hard for me, and it's still hard. Pause. Pause. Now, I did splurge out a little for my birthday, but I'm back on the horse once this lasagna is gone. But I'm not eating it like crazy. Lasagna is my favorite dish, by the way. If y'all interested, that's my favorite dish. So if you want to bless your boy, I don't want your money, but you can say, hey, Derek, here's a lasagna from Olive Garden or whatever. I love lasagna. That's my favorite dish. But I know how much work it takes to lose weight. Pause again. Yeah. I know how much work. It's a lot of work. But she showed that she's willing to do that. And all the women that went at her and everything, I bet you a lot of them were bitter Bettys, sitting up at home. You're bitter Bettys. You're bitter Bettys because you're mad because this woman did and she looks so much better. And I say all the time, a lot of women that I've seen, you can elevate your SMV significantly if you just lose some weight. I'm not expecting you to be the size of high school. None of us are ever going to be that size. Well, we can, but it's going to be very difficult. But if you lost some weight, I know some people that lost some weight. And matter of fact, a friend of mine at the church told me, she said, Derek, you were absolutely right. I started losing weight and my inbox is kind of getting busy now. Of course, because you already had a decent shape. And once you started losing the weight and those things start to fall into place, your SMV rises. Your SMV rises. Just like men, we understand the concept. Ours is not necessarily built on our physical attributes, even though that helps. But as we level up financially and economically, and people begin to notice us and notoriety, women love power, they love connections. As that begins to increase, our SMV rises. That's why musicians can get women, because they like that we do that. Man, I was going to post that, but I would. Hey, LaQuisha, I'm talking about something. You got to go back. I was talking about this lady who decided to lose weight for her boyfriend in order to get married, and she got lit up. But she did the work, and she looks wonderful. But anyway, yeah. Now, that's not the only thing that happened, and I'm going to move on. But I'm pretty sure y'all know who Sukihana, whatever her name is. Well, the VMA Awards happened, I think it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And she decided to do something that I would have never expected. Well, actually, Hood Bandits, I expected. But it was crazy. I always thought that the VMA Awards was a little bit more classy. Yeah, the women still dressed like 304, some of them. But it was still a little bit more classy. You know, it was more upscale. Well, not to the Hood Bandits. They found a way to do, look at her on the ground. So Delicious says to her, too many outdoor shoes been on that carpet, Buttercup. And Sukihana, goat, whatever that is, girl, you were sleeping with Flavor. Flag, you ain't scared of nothing. So I've been noticing a lot of women gravitating to this. Not older women, 35 and up or whatever. The younger generation, millennials, some zennials, they like these women like this girl. And she's got some notoriety. Yeah. I've been seeing you, LaQuisha. I've been seeing you. You've been doing you listen, you've been doing it. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right. It's something about when men see women that are physically fit and smaller, it just makes us like it. Some men like big women. But I said some. But most men like them physically attractive and fit. I didn't say skin is a bone. I didn't say that. I said physically smaller. You get more, people look at you, men look at you differently. You can still go, they'll take you down the street. They'll take you up the street to Pound Town if you big. But we all desire relationships. We all desire marriage in the end goal, a lot of us. So for that kind of man, he's not going to want a woman that's a silverback. He's just not. But anyway, look at, she shot her shot at Dr. Umar Johnson. She shot her shot at Dr. Umar Johnson. And this is what he had to say.
We're not going to deal with none of the intimacy because that's nobody's business. And we're not going to be into no intimacy until we get any work done in the first place. You understand? I am about work. And I believe that sister does care about her people. I believe that sister does love her people. And I believe that sister is ready for some guidance and are willing to provide the guidance, but it's business.
Oh, wait, I know what guidance you want to provide. Okay.
This over the back shots. I am not interested in being intimate with my sister. Not at this time. Not in that current state of mind. No. But let's get some work done, Sister Sukihani. Let's get some work done. We could lead a revolution, Sukihana and Dr. Papa. Let's just call her Suki Papa. Let's just call her Suki Papa. But let me say this, Suki Papa. Let me say this, Suki Papa. Let me say this, Suki Papa. If we go down that path, you can never go back. If we go down that path, Sister Sukihana, you can never go back. South Jersey, Northern Maryland, let's do something for the people, Sister Sukihana. I look forward to having a conversation by phone, or if you're going to be coming home anytime soon, we can have lunch in the principal's office. We can have lunch in the principal's office. We can have a catered lunch in the FDMG principal's office. I'm just kidding. We'll go to a restaurant and have a professional conversation. But anyway, brothers and sisters, let's get back to the revolution. Anyway, brothers and sisters, you can give me your opinion on Suki Papa. Just text me your opinion. Dr. Umar, you should try to work with the sister.
Man, when this dude started talking about he wasn't interested in all that, I was like, get the out of here. I knew come on, man. Alvin, I've been around, man. It's just, I've been busy, the recording and everything, getting prepared for that and everything that was going on. But I managed to do a good show, a couple of shows. But from those of us who follow Dr. Umar Johnson, we know he likes to clap the cheeks. We know he enjoys clapping the cheeks. So we know when she shot her shot and he looked at her we're going to talk about that. We know what happened. He entered.
Do you have it?
He entered the guts. We know this, Umar. So you can stop the cap with all of that. You can stop the cap. We know what you did.
Stop the cap.
We know it. You risked it all. But people were saying a lot of stuff when I saw that video. They was like, man, Sukihana, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. So I actually went and looked for some pictures of her. So the first picture I saw with her makeup on and all this stuff, that hair is ridiculous. The makeup is overdone. Listen, we don't like all that stuff, ladies. How many times we got to tell you? We don't like all of that stuff making you look totally different. I saw a picture of a video of a woman that was beautiful without makeup. By the time she got done, I thought I was looking at RuPaul's sister. I was like, you didn't need all of that. We didn't need all of that. But this is what she looks like without the makeup on, with the makeup on. And so I'm pretty sure this is what Dr. Umar Johnson saw. Well, yeah, we know that. We know that, Susan. This is what she looked like with the makeup on. But this is what she looks like with it off.
Slurp his booty hole, suck up his nut, all of that, bitch. You know my motherfucking that and have this baby, bitch. You bet hope I'm not pregnant right now for your baby daddy, bitch. Yeah, real thick. Pregnant by your baby daddy, bitch. In real life, real thick. Real bow-legged, really know how to fight, and will beat you about your baby daddy, bitch. Will fuck him, suck him, cook for him. Will lick that ass too. Will suck his dog dick too, bitch.
Now, fellas, when you see this video, does this look like a woman that you would actually take seriously? Is this a woman that you would take seriously? That you would honestly say, this is the woman that I want to bring around some dignified people, lawyers, doctors, perhaps the president of the United States, assuming that both of them are still alive. They're both fossils and old. I just prefer one over the other. and the one that I prefer ain't around talking about World War II, that is going to happen, sir. It's already happened. Wow. But the way she's talking, I thought that was a man. That's when men say you act masculine, this is perfect example of that. That's masculine behavior. The way you talk, the way you present yourself, that's masculine. That's not nothing feminine about that. I'm not necessarily talking about your deep voice, even though deeper voice doesn't help you. But is this the type of woman that you would want to say, I'ma be with? Hell no. To the no. No. Oh, no. No. Not going to bring you around. Not going to show you to my mama, because my mama going to be like, come here, Derek. Come here. You can choose a better one than that? I mean, good God, you got 3 degrees. And this is what you chose? A hood bandit? This is what you chose? Because like it or not, we choose the people we with. We could sit here and blame them for everything, but we choose them. We choose them. So we, if for nothing else, we should get 50% of the blame. 50%. So it's half their fault, half our fault. So if I chose to be with this person, then I'm just as guilty. So I look at this and I said, wow. And it gets worse. It's the mouth for me. Because then she teams up with this hood bandit.
We finna take over the world. We finna be performing at the BET Awards, the Oscars, Planet Fitness, Popeyes.
You can't make the shift up. And mind you, this is what they constitute as relationships with this level of thinking. And the ones that follow them and say they're beautiful, they're good people. This is, oh, I love her. Oh, I just love her. This fool said that she believes the most romantic thing that her boyfriend ever did for her is stealing $13. A robbery was the most romantic thing. This is the ones. This is the ones that you listen to for advice. I don't give relationship advice because every relationship is different. I tell you what men are looking for, what we kind of like, what we don't like, and you take it from there. You just take it from there. And that's not necessarily me personally. I talk to men and I just share. I couldn't believe this. That's your ideal romantic. Oh, this stream gonna pop. Y'all might want to share this, because when I get going on that last topic, y'all might as well just get your popcorn and get going. Get your popcorn now. When Preachers Go Wild goes, start buttering that popcorn or however you prepare it. I actually like Dr. Orville Redenbacher. It's actually a pretty good brand. But you might want to get your popcorn. But while you're doing that,
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
listen, I'm all for pranks and having fun. It's one married couple that I really enjoy. They always doing pranks on each other. I think that's wonderful for them. You know, they love it. They always doing pranks. I think they are so hilarious. I love their energy. They're so inspiring to me because I could be goofy. You know, sometimes I could be serious. You know, the thing with me, you got to learn where I am. You got to learn me. But the fact that they could be this goofy and do some of this stuff, just don't mess with my bases. I don't play with that. That's some bad stuff. Don't play with my bases. Don't. But anyway, Some of these pranksters, they do stupid stuff. They do dumb stuff. Like the ones that I really feel really can get you lit up is the ones where they do that at Walmart, when they running up on random people doing stupid stuff. Right? Set the stage. Let's go.
Shit, bro, where you from, bro?
I'm from Oak Cliff. Why, what's up?
Shit, what part?
It don't matter what part. Why, what's up?
Shit, I'm trying to ask you. Shit, clown, trying to get shot?
Trying to get shot.
Yeah, boy, trying to get shot, nigga.
Trying to get shot.
Oh, shit.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
You gotta leave them dudes alone. And then he had the nerve to leave as a caption that this dude had anger management problems. He had a nerve to say that the dude had anger management problems. You walk up on the dude where he's wearing all red. He's wearing all red. When he said that, I already knew.
Oh, this gonna be good. Wait a minute. This gonna be good.
I knew this was gonna be one. And you decided to walk up on somebody wearing all red. Now, I know he may not know, but I do know when a man is wearing all red like that, he's dedicated to wearing red. You don't walk up to him and say you want to get shot. You asking for it. Stupid games. I can listen, Preachers Gone Wild is already there, but I got enough doofuses. And some of them, one dude was so stupid, he walked up on a dude in a jewelry store and got slammed through a glass table. Dude, these pranks that y'all like to pull in the hood, and I hate that they do it in the hood because they trying to, it's a stigma about black men. There's attack on us. They talk about racism against black women. It's always and will continue to be on the black man. I don't care what you're talking about. The black man will always be the single most feared thing in this country. See, they feel like they can control you through media. They feel like they can control our women through media. They feel like they can control you through education. They feel like they can control you. But the black man, they can't control because we don't fall for all these traps that they try to set for us. We're not going to fall for the emotional stuff. So they really trying to attack us in other ways. And one of the ways that they attack black men is to say all black men are violent. It's the reason why when you pull up, when the police pull you over, they always come with it locked and loaded. They don't do that for the women. They do that for us. I've never been pulled over since I started driving where they pulled me over and didn't have their hand on their weapon. It's never happened. It's never happened. Every single time I get pulled over, I don't care if I'm driving, I haven't done anything wrong. They just want to see, oh, your tail light is out. How is it out on a brand new car? But okay, my tail light is out. My windows tinted dark. Funny, I've never been pulled over for that. My windows are dark. I just got this car Monday and it's already dark tinted now. I mean, you can't even see in my car right now. But the thing is, I've never been pulled over for that, but the dumbest things I get pulled over for, they always had a gun out. Why? Because the real attack is us. And it's been set in motion for the longest time. So while we arguing about who got more money or who this, that, and the other, y'all need to understand the best way they can destroy us is to destroy the nuclear family. And they found the way to do it by eliminating us from the family, dissociating, division between our men and our women. So we spend more time arguing and fighting over trivial stuff. Meanwhile, they give you all the money. They let you into the job force. Oh, we gonna talk about that later on. And meanwhile, the real threat is us. It's the men. It's the men. And y'all need to understand that. So I hate when they go and they do these stupid pranks in the hood because it's perpetuating that thought that all black men are violent. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's right. So I don't like the pranks when they go in the hood pranks. And they roll up on the worst ones. That doesn't represent me. That doesn't represent the men that I know. I don't know. And here's the thing, the one person, well, few of them that I know were like that are no longer that way. One of them, I really admire him. And I can put his name out there. His name is Troy Garner. That man is turned. That man, I'm not saying he was bad before, but we all have experience and stuff. I got a history. But this man is like really, really, really on something great. And he's a great father to his boys. And I respect the hell out of that man. I really do. But if they see him get upset, they're going to automatically think that he's, first of all, he's like 6'4", 6'5". So he ain't a short dude. So they automatically going to say he's a threat. That is what's been seen for us. That's what they see in us. And that needs to stop. So, Preacher's Gone Wild 83. It's been hard. Why is this light so bright? Let's just change it. I love TJ too. I found out we had a talk last week. I deal with a lot of stress, and a lot of times I vent to my friends. I vent to him, and I vent to one of my other friends named Leonard Razor. And they hear a side of me and they see a side of me that you don't ever want to see. But they've heard me really, really unleash. And I think all of us need that person that you can just vent to, just go, and let it out. And that person probably, most likely will be able to hold it and be like, hey, man, and give you good advice. But TJ and I, we spoke a little bit when I was in Cincinnati preparing for the recording. And I really feel closer to him. I feel closer to him because we just connect. We just connect. We feel, some ways, somehow, outside of, the fact that we both was affiliated with this certain group of people, but we just connected. And I feel that way about him. And I got the utmost respect for him. I really do. I really do. I love TJ. He cool. There's nothing that man can't ask me for and I won't do. And I mean that. I love that dude to death. But anyway, let's have some fun first. Now, those of you who don't know, I started off on quartet. That's the funny thing. People think I just played gospel. I actually started quartet. What? D, you played quartet? And I hated it. I hated quartet. I thought it was boring. Quartet has had a metamorphosis over the last few years. I'm not going to even hate. But where now people are gravitating to it. Bishops still don't like it at Powerhouse. But people are liking, but when we go there and he's not, in the church, whatever, they love it at the church. When we go quartet, they just go crazy. Something about quartet now is just like, whoa. I actually want to record a quartet song. I really do. I want to go real quartet. Rodney Cunningham, if y'all can get in touch with him, I'm ready to do some more work with him. Because he definitely know quartet. But I kind of want to do my first quartet record. I want to play some quartet, y'all. I've done gospel for a long time, but I want to do some quartet, at least before I leave Earth. I'm going to play until I die, just so you know. I'm going to be like Abraham Laborio. You won't pull this bass from me. But I'm just saying, I want to record a quartet record before I pass. I really do. But anyway, sometimes quartet goes too far and they bring it to church. I've seen this done before, but never like this. That's an old quartet move. I've literally seen quartet dudes do this. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen this before, but never in the church setting. I've seen it in the quartet. I've seen it numerous times, but I've never seen it in church. So I guess when people saw it, it was like, oh, that's wild, that's wild, that's wild. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've listened. I've seen it. I've seen quartet dudes do it and then go out and take somebody, behind the church shed and be like, woo! I kind of got myself messed up with that. But we all know they like to clapping cheeks after it's over. We know they do that. We know that happens. But it's some crazy things that happen in church. But it ain't just the black church. It ain't just the black church. Our brothers and sisters on the other side got some wild moments too.
Hand. Is it burning or just a hand?
Whoa. Pause. Is it burning? Is it burning? Oh, Jesus.
just a hand?
Just feel it.
You think it's Jesus?
Yeah.
Move. Finish it, Lord.
I just thought it was us that do wild stuff. They do it too. I got another one next week. They do it just as bad. They just as bad. And the stuff that we see, the stuff that we see that happens on the altar is just amazing. I can have a whole, I did it before, a whole show with just craziness that happens at the altar. Craziness. It just happens all the time. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Kundalini. You know what? That's the first thing that came to mind. You know what? I'm always happy to see when people know about other stuff. I really am. That is true. That is true. I like when people can bring up other stuff, and I like it that you can present it here. This is a safe place. You know, I don't judge people. I really don't. I don't judge people. I just don't. I can't. And speaking of judging, I didn't judge this. I will, D. I didn't judge this. Now, I don't know the background to this. I don't know what was going on. They just said she was at an apostolic, whatever she was praying for. And rumor has it that she's apostolic. Some people say she's coaching. Nobody really knows. But I do know what her name means. Her name is from Yoruba. It means the great mother or something like that. And she's like considered to be a Yoruban priest. Now, those of us who had African study contemporary Africa like yours truly, yeah, I'm a well-versed person. I understand the concepts, which is a wide range of concepts when you deal with African spirituality, more specifically with Yoruba spirituality, where it happens in, I think it's Nigeria, right? That it has so many different things. Do they worship God? Some of them are gods. Some of them worship a pantheon of gods. It was never polyistic or whatever. Polytheistic, that's what it means. But it was never monotheistic, which means one. They were poly. Just like, here's the thing. You ready for it? It's going to bless you. The Jews were never monotheistic. They were never monotheistic. Never. The ancient Jews did not just worship Yahweh or God or the Lord. They did not just worship him. They had Baal, they had all them other Ashtaroth and all these other things that they were actually worshiping. But I don't know what the concept of what's going on here. Only thing we see is a hand. I haven't seen a video. I haven't seen the background to it, but I've been seeing y'all posting. And I was like, okay, we don't know what's going on here. I wonder, do I really want to go here? I'm going to go here. And this is about to be a deep moment. Because I see so many things happening at the altar, and we always go at what we conceptualize, what we see, what we visualize. We always go by that. We always rip them up and say, oh, that's not of God. I'm about to scare y'all. And then we're going to move on. What if I made a deal with the devil? Hear me out. What if I made a deal with the devil and I said, Satan, in exchange for riches, power, wealth, and all of that notoriety, to be famous, I ask that you give me the gift to where I can see what somebody else was going on in their life. Give me that gift to see it. You know them. I don't. You know what they struggle with. I don't. You know the illnesses that you have sent to their bodies. I don't. Give me that gift where I can dictate what's going on within their lives. And I will use that gift to disrupt the kingdom of God and make people follow me and not you and not God. I make them follow me, hence follow you. And I can lead them down a path and lead them somewhere where they'll never even come back, where they'll just be at my every beck and call. And then I will use my influence to teach them things that is contrary to what they were reading in the Bible. But because they're so enamored by the gift that you gave me, I can use that and they will fall for it. Isn't that not the scariest thing you've ever heard? But I think that's what we've been set up for. He did not make Preachers Gone Wild today, but he will, certainly. I think he may have made it before because he did something blowing stuff. But it's this prophet that will be shown next week, and we're going to analyze. But the fact that these people are saying prophet, because he knows what's going on in their lives. And I've said this numerous times, demons know you too. If I'm Satan and I've sent my demons to attack the body or something in somebody's family, only thing I have to do is to relay it to my vessel and let him manipulate you. We let these prophets come in and do this stuff to us, and because they know so much about us, we are hypnotized and we fall in love with that. That's the scariest thing that I see in the body right now. Is the fact that y'all will follow anybody because they will exhibit something that you find to be miraculous because you haven't been taught or you don't know how to discern what's real and what's not. It is certain things that the Father Yahweh would never tell us to do. There's certain things that he would never do. But you miss that because you're so enamored that he knows your name, he knows where you work, he knows your illnesses, he knows what's going on in your family, he knows some family member's name. The devil knows you too. That's how he tempts you. He tempted the heck out of me with that Big Mac, that dollar cheeseburger thing, and I came home. So everybody sitting up here saying, Derek, you need to preach. Derek, you need to preach. Derek, you need to preach. You are a preacher. You are a preacher. I've heard that pretty much my whole life. But what do you want to hear? Because I have no desire to give you what your ears desire to hear. If I'm going to preach, I'm more than likely going to be the most hated one because I'm going to tell you things that's going to rip me to shreds and everything that I do wrong, but in turn, it's going to rip you. But I'm never going to tell you something that's going to just benefit you. I do not care about the singular you, except that you live and prosper. But it's your wealth and all that other stuff that God doesn't care about, I will never prophesy that to you. Never. I only care about how you function in this body. But if you're not helping anybody and everything is for you and your self grandeur, then why would I prophesy that to you? I don't need to tell you. See, that's another trick that he tells you. Everything that you've done, you've been a hell in your whole life. But then a prophet come and tell you you're going to be rich next week. That's a reward for what you've just done. At what point does a prophet come and say everything you've done in the last 10 years has been detrimental to your life, and that's why you haven't been progressing? When are you going to hear that? But everybody comes in and say, oh, you're going to be healed, or you're going to be blessed, you're going to be this. But you have not done anything but cause hell the whole time. You never exhibited love. The only thing you've done is hated on people. The only thing you've done is spread rumors about people, sow discord. Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you actually put into motion things that could be really, really harmful to people. But then you get prophesied some good, happy, joy feelings. It's just sickening to me. So when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at y'all be swooned by these people, I'm looked at to be, he's not feeling it. He's not under the anointing. No, I have something that you don't have. I have discernment, and I've had it a long time. I'm not perfect. I'm like one of those prophets when God be like, you supposed to speak, son. Me? You sure? Me? I'm one cough away from scandal, God. That's transparency. I'm one cough away from scandal. Why are you choosing me? Because those are the people God chooses. He's not interested in you being perfect. He's interested in you being sincere. That's all he cares about, is that you really have a heart for people and that you are sincere. He already knows you're going to mess up. We just pray that it's not monumental. But see, if you elevate yourself in a way where everybody looks at you to be God, then you set yourself up for scandal. You don't have a scandal if you low, because nobody's looking down there. You just doing the work. You just doing the work. But if you set yourself high, when you come in, everybody's lifting you up. You're getting all the best treatment. You get escorted to the front of the church. You get special parking. You set yourself up for that scandal. And nobody can avoid it. Nobody. Because you would never be perfect. And so you put this unnecessary pressure on you to be something that you will never be. So if your mode of me being a preacher is to be elevated and be lifted up, then you can keep that. I don't want it. I will continue to do my little lowly little thing over here where I have my moments where I teach. I don't want none of that. I don't desire it, and because it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting because it leads me to this. I saw this and I was like, what in the world? At what point does a pastor installation get canceled? And why do we have to put due to scandal? Why is that we need to draw this kind of attention to ourselves? You don't have to just say that. Just say it's canceled. It's been postponed. You could do that. You could say postpone. I know, Myson. I know. It had me weak too because I was like, whoa. But then when I found out what it was about, this fool never thought we had to post something like this. We had a gentleman who falsely identified himself visit our showroom while a salesperson was getting a red pallium for him. He chose Jesus to steal a miter from the display. He was driving a two-door black BMW with Jersey license plate. We will be contacting the bishop he claimed to be and the church he claimed to be a part of. Please pray that he will ask God's forgiveness and he will atone for his choices. Now, you see him reaching up for somebody put in the comment section what a miter is. I don't know. I don't wear bishop clergy and I'm not interested in researching it. But if you can put it in the comment section, I will read it. But obviously it was important to him because he was trying to steal it. And then this darkest doofus got caught on camera doing it. Got caught on camera doing it. Now, I don't know what a miter is. I don't know what that is. Somebody please help your brother out. But I would tell you this. I think we sometimes, like last week when I talked about what New G wore, I think we go overboard with this attire stuff. All this stuff came from Roman Catholicism. A bishop that I respect actually confirmed that for me today. And I agree. I did my own research on that much. But I don't know what a miter is. I don't know what this stuff is. Somebody can come and tell me. I'm going to send you a video of presiding bishop. It would all make sense. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Do that. Thank you so much. Y'all need to go check out his show, though. His show is late on Thursdays. If you're on the East Coast, it's going to kill you because it starts at 11 your time. It's 10 my time. But his show is, like, legit. His show is legit. His show is legit. Y'all need to check out his show. It comes on Thursday on his page. Y'all should go add him. His show is really, and he be having, listen, the people on his show, I'm going to watch Myson Thursday. I'm going to ruffle some feathers. You already know. You already know. But he said it's a hat. Okay. That's good. It's a hat. I don't care what it is. I just think we take this stuff too seriously. We take it too seriously. I think we do. I think we take it too seriously. I don't think it's that serious that you need to steal it. Just say I don't have it. I think it was the perception. I'm driving a BMW, but I can't afford my bishop attire. I think it was that, but I don't think it still should have been something you should be stealing. I hate thieves. I really do. Thieves. Mine is the pointy triangle shape of the bishop. Talking about that fish thing that they went on top of their head. Y'all need to look up what Dogon or Dagon. Go look at the Dagon priests and look at what they wore on the top of their heads. Dagon, I think it's spelled D-A-G-O-N or D-O-G-I-G-O-N. It's called, it looks like the hat. Go look at what that means. A lot of this stuff that Catholics borrowed is mere syncretism. I had a friend that actually disagreed with me, but that's fine. But the research is there. The history is there. Paul and Peter didn't wear this stuff. The Dagon, it's a hat. It's a hat that they wore symbolizing their allegiance to, check this out, the fish god. What is Friday in Catholicism? What do they serve on Fridays? What do they serve on Fridays? Ain't that? Go look up Frigga. Go look up Frigga. Frigga. Go look up Frigga. What do they serve? We need to, that's what I'm saying. I swear, us as a people, we could be so ignorant. We just do stuff because we can. We follow traditions. But you need to start understanding where this stuff comes from. Yes, fish. Where you think they serve fish? They serve fish on Friday for the fish god. You can't make this shift up. Where you at, Kevin?
God, you can't make this shit up.
You can't. You can't make it up. Man. This stuff right in your face. And we just like blinded. And when somebody trying to talk to us about it, we just don't even listen to them. We just we don't even listen. We just go on our way. You can't make this up. But it's a lot of stuff. I'm moving. I'm trying to move. I'm sorry I had my little preaching moment. Y'all, the offering tray is coming around. Just make sure you put enough for me. But no, church is funny right now because now with the advent of praise dancing, and we see some wonderful praise dancers. Wonderful. And I love you. I think you bring an element to praise and worship that's like when I'm gonna say the spirit, but when it's high, we don't they walking around. Man, I be lit. You know, that gets me going, right? But I've never seen praise dancing like this.
Please don't pass me by. Please don't pass me by.
In what world is that okay? I mean, her whole belly button was out. I wish my daughter had done that. She would have got swooped up so fast. And then, come, wait, where you at? Wait, y'all gonna wait. I'm gonna find this one. It's somewhere around here. Here it is. My daughter got up there dancing, and I saw her come out with her belly button out like that, wearing them tight little pants on. I'd have been like, come here. Come here. Ain't nowhere in the world you finna get up there and dance with your whole navel hanging out in church. Ain't nowhere in the world. No way. That's just crazy. But we do too much in church, though. You remember, was it last year when I said these illustrations, we were talking about illustrations in church. And I said these illustrations gonna get wilder and wilder. My friend sent me this today. He didn't know I already had this. Jono, thank you. But I already had this one on deck. I hope you guys are sitting. Thank you, Lady Sanders. Oh, man. Listen, I'm going to do, man, look, that would have been like. My grandmother would have snatched me up. You hear me? That siren would have went off. But nothing can prepare you for what I'm about to show you. Nothing. Ladies, I need you to just cross your legs and just act like you're not about to have memories, okay? And away we go.
Come on now. When nobody was there for me, I found my friend. Oh, yeah. When nobody called me on Friday night, I don't care. As a matter of fact, you've become so good friends with your vibrator. Now
you can't make this shift up. This preacher literally has one of the most potent, not that I know from experience, but just asking, one of the most potent forms of masturbation tools on the history of the planet in his hands as a prop for his message. You cannot make this shift up. Yes, that's a rose. Man, I'm a man. I'm a man, and trust me, I ain't stupid. I know some things. But I've never seen this before.
When your girls ask you to go out, you ain't even go. I don't gotta go out. I'm good. I'm gonna stay at home. It's gonna be a me night. It's gonna be a me night.
This nigga literally has a real porno magazine in church. That's a real magazine, y'all. I'm not gonna tell you the issue. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna put my business out there, but that's a real magazine. That's a real one.
That was real. That was real. You're gonna have a choice. Will you choose Jesus over all the friends you've gained in the world? Now, we are all at different places of our maturation. We are all at different places of our growth. But I just want to ask you, who is your friend? Who do you depend on?
So you saw what happened. Mark my words. Listen to me. Listen to the prophet. No, I'm not a prophet. I'm just messing around. But listen to me. It won't be long before we start seeing the shaft ones. We're going to start seeing the shaft ones. It's all, might as well. Listen, ladies, I'm going to open the floor for you. Was I lying when I said that's one of the most potent ones on the market? Just put yes. Or if you, look, you can just, if you want, just sit it in my inbox and just say yes. If you don't want to put it out there that you know what that is, that's fine. I'll let you be holy. But the ladies that ain't ashamed, tell me, am I lying? That's one of the most potent ones on the market. That and the butterfly. The butterfly, some people say is better. I don't know. I'm not a woman. But that super extra Glock 3000 with the swirling twist, you know, then men, we can talk about that. But the one right here, this rose thing, tell me, ladies, is that not one of the more potent ones on the market? So he actually did his research and brought one. That's why I said, ladies, some of you, when you saw that thing, you automatically thought about what it did for you. You automatically thought about what it did for you. You said, oh, Lord. Oh, I know all about that. I know all about it. He said, I know all about it. Some of you know. I'll let you be holy. Right. I'm just saying, I'll let you be holy. But if you listen, ladies, we know y'all like to, you know, men do it too. We just have a, you know, I'm not saying it's okay. This ain't what the show is about. We can have another discussion about masturbation and self-pleasure. And okay, we ain't doing that today. But let's be honest. We be real over here. I thought y'all knew we real over these parts. We 100. We know that's one of the most potent ones. It don't take long either. Sit it down. Please wash it off. But you know what I mean. It don't take long with that thing. But you had that thing and probably had some of the women squirming in their seats when they saw it come out. You holding it up, and then you open up a magazine that I know for a fact was real. But for what? Let me ask y'all a question. When I was talking about that thing that scared y'all, about how the Satan could actually use people for that, did I need an illustration to do that? I just spoke to you. I can speak. People who can really, really speak don't need that. We can connect to you. We have great ethos. We can speak. People will listen. The way we project, the way we can think, the way we analyze and put things together, certain ones can do that. We don't need props. And if I did need props, I'm not going to do something like this. I might as well just bring a nympho pillow, not the ones that you want. I'm talking about the ones that look real, pubic hair and all. Put that mug right up there and say, you know you want to smash this, man. At what point does it stop? At what point? Right. Thank you. See, I got help. See, you need helps. It don't take long, Myson. Seconds. With that thing, it doesn't take long. It's seconds. Trust me. Don't ask me how I know. It don't take long. You out for the count. Time to go to sleep. I just don't know where it's gonna end, everybody. I just don't. It's just getting out of hand with this stuff. It really is. But then now let's move. I saw something that oh God. Hold on. I'm just not getting something. Somebody get me that video that's circulating about Leandra Johnson. Somebody get me that video. I don't have time to edit it or whatever. Just get it to me. I might just do something tomorrow or whatever. I'm hearing it's pretty something happened. I don't know. Y'all be sending me stuff in the middle of my show. You can't make this up. But I saw this Kirk Franklin video. I mean, this thing. I actually saw it. I thought it was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. Not because it was him, the way we acted after it was over, but to see that woman not be accountable for anything. And I'm gonna get to that. But that man was hurting. I mean, some of us never been through that. My father was around, and I know that's my father. I knew that was my father. But I know some of us, we have gone through situations. We have gone through some crazy family moments. My father was around, but I know quite a few people who wasn't. And here's the crazy thing. Sometimes it's the mother that keeps them from the children. They had these children with men that they decided wasn't good enough to be fathers. And rather than just y'all work it out together, you decided to do things another way and try to keep that man from his child. To those boys who may have had a little moment with your father, and now you just saying he's a sperm donor, whatever, remember the moments you had with him. Were they pleasant? Did he teach you? Did he treat you like a father would his son? Because if he did, then you got to start looking, okay, what happened? Because the problem wasn't me. It may have been her. But I'm starting to see that this, even with that situation, it was more so for me about accountability. It was more so about accountability. And it brings me to this next segment with Tyler Perry, which is why some of you were here. I'm learning that with a certain group of women, not all of you, I love you. I love all of you. Well, most of you. I love everybody, but I don't like everybody. Let me say that. I know that was mean, but it's the truth. I don't wish ill on you. We just don't rock. But I noticed that there was a great amount of you that didn't want to be held accountable. It's like you can take men. When I get on here and I say men are, we need to level up, or we need to stop stinking. We need to wash. We need to do this. We need to do that. You can sit and listen to that all day. You love it. But if we so much as say lose some weight, now it's an issue. Now we're shallow. Men have always been attracted to beauty and looks. The Bible speaks of it. You think David looked at Bathsheba, and she was a silverback, David would have been like, oh, he can have her. He can live. But what he saw was so great to him that he was willing to put her husband in the front line of a battle that he knew they would lose. That's how attracted men are to what we see. But if we speak on it, we are deemed to be negative. But we allow you to call us broke, dusties, we need to level up and everything else. So Tyler Perry said something and he got the sisters mad. He knew it. He started off by saying it.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. I'm
gonna start again.
A lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will.
See, he knew it. It's the ladies, my sisters. That's got to stop. It should never be a stigma that we can't say anything about you in criticism, fair criticism sometimes, most of it, without it being some backlash. Why? Why is it that every time we have an opinion about you or the way things are as it relates to men and women, it's deemed to be negative? He had to start off by saying it. But when they go at men, he ain't saying, well, the brothers ain't gonna be mad at me. No, because we used to it. We used to the negative connotations and colloquialisms and everything else isms. But the second we say, I know I ruffled some feathers early when I say if you lose some weight, you'll be more attractive. That's not me. That is true. That's truth. But if I say it, I'm deemed to be negative. And it's a funny, messed up thing at the same time that this man couldn't even say that without thinking he was going to get lit up. And he was right.
In our society right now?
That's a good question. I mean, there's no right and wrong in what he said. We're going to get to what he said because it's here. But I think the problem is when, like, I share my opinions. You can believe it or not, but the only difference with my opinions, I don't present to you something with research I haven't done. So it kind of adds a little bit of oomph to my opinion because I've actually done the homework. Okay, but opinion is just opinion. There's nothing to get mad about. He expressed his opinion. Now, it's funny to me that he has yet to make a movie where every black man in there was actually positive. Most of his movies have majority of the black men looking either weak or bad or dusty or broke or busted from prison. He always has us in a negative light. Even the preachers don't be weak. But the one time he spoke to them, the world ended. I think I saw the angels come down with hooks and forks. Let's spin the clip.
Black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if
that's not true, but I'll get to that.
You can find love if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no, I need somebody who is they need to make 5 times more and I got to have well, go on, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list. But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they
I
make.
got you. I knew that.
But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
So you hear what he had to say. There was more to it, but that's the premise of it. That was the context. But it didn't stop people from going in on him. And not in a good way. Not in a good way. Even in Medium, the article said billionaire Tyler Perry continues to promote struggle love to black women. Promote struggle love. You see this, right? Struggle love, that didn't sit right with me. When I saw that, I was like, okay, so people are saying that he's promoting struggle love. And there was quite a few articles about that. What he was saying, and I'm gonna get to it. You know what? Nope. Let me say my let me say my soliloquy for the other side. Let me show you the facts. Number one, the man said that black women out earn black men. That's what he said. He said they make more money than us. That's absolutely positively not true. Overall, black men average the overall salary or earning of black men as of 2019 was 46,000 in mid 40s. The average salary for black women was in the 30s, like 37,000. That doesn't seem like it's more. But let's eliminate all people, because one thing I do know about men, as we level up, we do tend to start to look for families. We start to look that we get in relationships. So we're no longer single. Most of us are no longer single. The men that I asked that was on this level, none of them single. A lot of them are married, right? So you got to eliminate them. So I kind of tried to find a group where there was the most unmarried people, and that's the millennials. So I went and did some research, and you know what? I found out something that was real crazy. I found this data that says, this is from, I think it's blackdemographics.com. It said, we analyzed data from census, public microdata sample or PUMS from 2019. The hard truth is there are simply more black women than men. There are more of you than there is of us in the millennial age, that is. Single. There are more of you than there is of us. There were 206,000 more single black women than men ages 25 to 40. What's not true, Brenda? What's not true? Was it something I said that wasn't true? But this is the data, right? So it went further to say, among higher income single black millennials, there were just as many black men with mean or average incomes at 50,000 and above as black women in the same income range. So when you get to be that 50,000 around that range, it's the same. I think it's a difference of like 12,000 somewhere, which is not many. 12,000, right? So black men make more. Right. They don't. On average, they don't. We know that not to be true, except for this data. The big discrepancies start to happen below 50,000. Remember, I told you the average salary for black women is in the 37s. So when you get below 50,000, that's when you start to say, okay, I make more than you, because there were significantly more. Between salaries 20,000 to 49,000, there were way more. And no, we're not going to talk about unemployment because you are in the market more than us. But here's the problem. Even with your education and everything else, it has not translated to higher end salaries. So basically, men who do not even go to college can still get a job making more than you with your degrees. And you want to know why? Because men are more likely to take the higher risk, physically demanding jobs. We are. So a job that requires manual labor probably paying $70,000 a year, but you coming out of college getting your degree, you may make 40, 50, maybe 60,000 a year. So he's never been to college. You didn't go on a scholarship. So guess what? All his money is coming to him minus, his expenses, but you got debt. So really, you're not making nowhere near what he's making. So Tyler Perry's wrong. He's wrong. They don't. And when you start to get over, when you get over 100,000, we out earn you. Over 100,000 black men earn more. You only dominate in 50,000 and below, and a lot of you don't want men making less than 50. A lot of you saying, I watch these shows, he needs to make 80,000, he needs to make 80,000. So I just showed you the data. You can argue all you want, but this is the data. This is telling you that Tyler Perry's wrong. You don't out-earn us. It's just simply more of you. And when you talking about 20, 30,000 below, yeah, a lot of men ain't working. Millennials, they're not working. But you would sit up here and say, oh, it's black men, you're not working. No. Let me explain this to you one more time. Men such as myself that earn way more than that average, we're not interested in your college degrees. We're not interested in your money. We want you physically attractive, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and inspirational. And if we can have it, no kids. But at my age, I understand, you might have some. One or two. So for him to say that was wrong. So that kind of made me be like, you ain't do your homework. They don't out-earn us. There's just simply more of them in school, maybe, but they don't out-earn us. So that's wrong. And a lot of the men that they choose are the broke ones because they overlook, because the men that really are worth something, they're not checking for you. They're not looking your way, so you feel like you settling. No, the men that you want are not looking at you. They don't want that. They saw you, they're not interested. So you take all of that, and then you think you are worth more on the SMV than you are really. And nobody's telling you that your SMV ain't that high like you think it is, sweetheart. You more like a 4 or 5, but you think your SMV is 10. If I asked you, where would you rank yourself like Kevin did, you would say, I'm a 10, when you really not, because your results ain't on the level as a Beyonce or Rihanna or anybody that can walk in any room and pull any man. You not that. But if I tell you that, then I'm looking bad. But you ain't had no problems going at this man for what he said, and I'm going to get into that. Exactly. I agree with you, Brenda. So you're broke. You went broke man, and you're not settling. That's who you qualify for. When I got my vehicle, I qualified. But if, say for instance, I didn't qualify, I can't get mad if I wanted to go and get me an Infiniti or BMW or Mercedes-Benz. Yuck. I don't like none of those cars, by the way. I just like regular cars. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me. Y'all can have it. I'm not knocking you. But I just like cars. I like what I like. But if I decided, if my credit wasn't what it is, and they said, only thing you can get is this Versa, this little bitty car where your payment's going to be like, 89, 110 a month, I can't get mad at the dealership for telling me that because my credit was at a negative 14. So I can't get mad. That's where you look. That's what you look like. You look like that person that only has like a 200, 400 credit score, but you mad at him because he wouldn't sell you an Escalade. That's what you look like. Your SMV is 400 credit, but you think you deserve a Escalade or a Range Rover. You don't. You deserve this Versa. That's what you deserve. So you listened to Tyler Perry and then you got upset. And then my friend that I love so much, she feels like, why did he just go at men to level up? Ma'am, we already have. We are always leveling up. Everybody's trying to do better, and I'm applauding y'all for doing it. But the men who are leveled up, we got here and we said, okay, Sukianas, this is what we get. We get women with eyelashes so long that when they blink, it starts typhoons. I mean, what? This is what we get. So you ripped up Tyler Perry for giving his opinion on something that I feel is really valid. Now let's go. Monique said something, and I agree with her. She was saying how it seems like money is ruining relationships and marriage. I agree with her to a certain extent. I agree with her. Because you can have all the money in the world, and I'm going to show this video one more time, but then you end up with this.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
So this is what we end up with. So a lot of men, we're saying, okay, we give you all of this. This man has got this buddy. This is what he getting. Because some of you haven't been taught to even be with a man. You haven't been taught to even cook for a man. You haven't been taught. So you want this man to be the provider and everything else. But like I said before, you can't even cook. You can't even cook. You can't, I mean, for real. And I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about Brenda cooking, my mom. And I usually don't share, but she's here, I think. That's the kind of cooking I'm talking about. Listen, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking you ladies. I'm not. Because you want to please your man. How does it taste? But let me tell you something. Let me give you a little bit of advice that I think you can use. Real cooks, real chefs, people that know, like, for example, you hire me to play bass, I don't have to ask you, did you like it? Only thing I have to ask you is what you're looking for, and I can produce it. If you are perfectly well able to do the job, you don't need me to give you your approval. You can do that meal, you can sit it down and know it's fire, and walk and sit down and be like, he about to kill this joint because I'm prepared to do this. If I gotta taste it every 2 seconds, I should cook it my dang on self. Then you not been trained to do it. And that's another, Brenda, you preaching. Listen, the more money I make, the less time I have. I'm above that 80. but that's it. That 80 right there, that 80 is not easy to get. It's not easy to attain. But the minimal thing for me is cooking. That's the minimal. But if you're not a lights out cooker like that, then you should never fix your lips to talk about what should be the provider. You can't cook oatmeal, ma'am. You can't even cook. You burn Kool-Aid. You singe Jell-O. I mean, you overcook ice cream. There is no way in the world you should ever fix your lips to say anything like that. You haven't been domesticated, because here's the biggest issue. A lot of you talking that junk, talking about Tyler Perry, your mama hasn't prepared you to even be a wife. So you have absolutely no clue. So this man sit up here and tell you, if you earn more than him, which I don't agree with his facts, but let's say, for instance, I met somebody that earned way more than me. Maybe she's a millionaire. Maybe she makes 100,000. Well, maybe she makes 300,000. She makes 400,000. And so she wants to live in a house that's bigger than my town, because it's just me right now. It's just me living here. So she wants something way bigger. Maybe she wants a 6-bedroom house with 4 bathrooms. I don't know why you can only use one at a time, but you know, women, y'all can kind of do it. But nevertheless, maybe I can only afford the electric bill in the house that big, because in the house that big, the electric bill is going to be up there. Because if Indiana NIPSCO is driving us crazy out here, and if it's up at $200, $300 here, I can imagine how much it's going to cost for a 6-bedroom house. Because for some reason, some of you ladies like to keep the lights on in every freaking room in the house. Every room light on. So if this man, if what I make can only pay this $1,500 light bill, you gonna give me trash for that? That's what he's saying. Like, what happened to relationships being built on something more than money? That's what he was saying. That's what I get from it. That you shouldn't build it just on that. If you already are okay, why not just, get with a man that loves you and respects you and honors you and will be loyal to you in terms of a marriage? Why not get with a man like that that's going to pretty much make God mad because he's worshiping the ground that you walk on? Why not get a man that's always going to be loyal to you, that's not going to be stepping out, and his testosterone won't curve his, because he's so into you, he won't be out here, married man, out here with some other women? Why not? What you've been doing hasn't been working. Why not? But no, I make 100,000. So I need a man that's gonna make 100,000. Ma'am, there ain't many men making 100,000. Brenda just said it's very hard to attain 80, and it really is. And even though you make 80, you definitely ain't bringing 80 home. You ain't bringing 80 home. After bills and everything else, you might be okay. You could do some things, but you ain't living it up, especially in this economy. No. But here you go with the hypergamy. I need a man that's going to make 100,000. And if I don't get a man that's making 100,000, I'm settling. That's the part that drives me crazy. Ma'am, you are not settling. Your SMV is not determined on what you make. Your SMV is not determined on what you make. Your SMV is not determined on what you make. No matter how many times I tell you that. Men are not looking for that. Men are not looking for that. This is what a man sees. If you see where resource is, see that little green, that 3%, that's your money. We don't care about your money. We don't care about your status. We care about your age, your looks, your faithfulness. That's what we care about. But y'all make it seem like because you got this money, now you should get out here and get you a Denzel Washington. No, ma'am. You look like Nell Carter. And you about as old as Aretha Franklin was. What make you think a Denzel Washington, even at his age, is going to look twice at you? You're not settling if you get a regular, ordinary dude. You're not. Because believe it or not, finding a man that loves you and only you in terms of marriage is being loyal to you and loving you and respecting you and honoring you, that's very hard to come by in 2023. So I'm not telling you now, I'm not saying you should pick a bum off the street or a McDonald's worker that's probably doing very well, busy tonight, but doing very well right now. He ain't gonna see a cut of it, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should go out and get that. But what I am saying is, if you think for 1 second that because you make your 70, 80, 90, 100,000, that makes you in the, you can get you a man making that much, then you've been totally misguided. That is not what drives us. It's not. I mean, thank you, Will. I mean, I don't think they understand that. I don't think they understand that. So when I saw the women going at Tyler Perry, I mean, whew, they lit that man up. I had a few of the comments, but I got so ticked off, I was like, I'll be here all night. They lit this man up. Now, granted, some people agree. Some women agree. Then when I went to their page, they married. Or got boyfriend. Ain't many of them said they were single with some, but not many of them were saying no. They were married. They had boyfriends. They showing pictures of them or whatever. They was talking about them or saying what they did or anything like that. But none of them were married. Some of them I know personally, so I know they're not single. But still, they would say, I agree with what he was saying, because that is very hard to come by. And to be honest with you, it's only 10% of all men, not just black men, all men make 100,000 or more. It's even less than that will love and respect and honor you and stay with you through thick and thin in terms of a marriage. So we getting this thing twisted. What Tyler Perry said was not wrong. You just couldn't, you can't conceptualize the fact that it's more to being in something than just about money. Yes, he should have something. And most of us do. But most of us not making 80. Most of us not making 70. We're making $46,000 to $50,000 a year. Put that with your 100, and I'm gonna leave with this. Whatever happened to becoming one? Whatever happened to that concept where we're married and we become one and everything's together? I mean, I'm not saying necessarily put your bank accounts together, but you get what I'm saying. This is what we have together. This is what we're going to live off of. We see your bills, you see my bills. We're going to live off of this. This is what we're going to do as a family. Whatever happened to that concept? Now is you got yours, you got to take care of me, and I'm going to keep. I mean, I saw one lady even in the comment section talking about, well, I'm going to work mine and I'm going to keep mine just in case he leave me. He going to have to take care of the family. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So you willing to kill this man while you stack up your dough? And why you get married if you even had a concept of leaving? I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish I would find out that you stacking dough. Now here I am killing myself to support us, and you got a whole situation going on. You won't help me out. That says a lot about you. And the fact that so many women agreed with that lady made me look, and I said, okay, this is the problem right here. You don't respect us. Y'all don't respect us like that. And so I'm gonna leave you with this, and I want to next week we're gonna have some fun because I got a game that I play with y'all. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nice. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this question. I want you to ponder on this a little bit. I want you to ponder on this question. And I want the ladies to answer this question and bring it back to me next week or inbox me. Okay? What is it that you want black men to do that you feel like we haven't been doing? That's what I want to know. What is it that you want us to do that you feel we have not been doing? Don't give me none of that TV tabloid bullshit. I want to know. Seriously, think about it. And now, here's the question. This is going to mess a lot of y'all up. Assuming that you met that man that's going to give you everything that you just listed. I still want that answer. That's your homework assignment. What are you going to give him that you haven't given to somebody else of lesser value? That's what I want to know. That's 2 questions. What is it that you want black men to do for you as far as black women? You can speak in a singular mode. You can say for me. I'll listen. But I want to know that second one. What are you going to give to that perfect man that you have not given to somebody else? So if you are above the age of children, you've already got 2 by somebody else, you can't give them that. If you ain't a virgin, you can't give him that. What can you give him of value that you haven't given to somebody else? That's what I want to know. If you can answer that, let's have that discussion next week. I start off the show with that. I want to hear that. Matter of fact, I'll play my friend's Dirty Vibe song, and that because I love that song so much, I still play it. I'll play that and go straight into the show because I want to hear. Now, I'm not asking that to be funny. I really want to know. I'm at the point where I'm tired of this back and forth. I want to know, what can we do? And now I talk about it. If it's tangible, don't bring me bullshit. Because if it's something that's stupid and trivial, I'm going to call you out on it. I want to know deep, think before you answer this question. And then that second question, which is probably the nail driver, that's pause. I want to know what you going to give that man that you haven't given to somebody else. That's pretty much going to humble you. But next week we talk about the friend zones. I want to talk about friend zones. I think I touched on it before, but we really going to dig into it, pause, but not really. And then, as you know, preaching's going wild. Again, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm going to jump off of here and get ready for my long day tomorrow. Watch Powerhouse. We be going in on Tuesdays, by the way. It's like a marathon. I hope you really enjoyed the show. I do enjoy bringing it to you. I'm going to be more consistent. Recording's off. And thank you so much. Thank you, Brenda. You can inbox me anytime, Brenda, with that. But yeah, I got work to do. I stayed longer than I should have, but it was fun. It was fun. So I'll finish up this recording in the morning. I'm sitting up here looking at the screen. It's like, bro, you just not gonna do it. The bass is sitting right here, literally right here, and there's another one sitting like right here behind me, and then the other one's right here. I got 3 basses in my studio waiting on me to finish the work, but I ain't gonna get to it till tomorrow. But I love you guys. I really do love you. Thank you for joining me. Let's do it again next week. Take care.